Hey, I'm early. I'm a little earlier today. Daily Dose of Salt. Thank you all for joining me. It's a beautiful day in Salt Lake City, hot and windy. Today's subject is, are you a marshmallow eater or are you a marshmallow saver? And I know some of you that follow me know what I'm talking about, but I'll bet most of you don't. Hello, Marlo. Thanks for joining me. So if you don't mind, drop in the comments where you are from and whether or not you're watching the replay. If you are watching the replay, I love to know where people are from because I'm kind of fascinated with geography and where people choose to live. And there's a lot of places to live all over the world. And in Denver, Susan Tice is in Denver today, which is one of my favorite spots. Hello, Jordan. Thanks for coming back. Ken, Nashua, New Hampshire, live. All right, Ken Kochman, are you a marshmallow eater? I know you're not, but I'm going to drop a poll on you today so you can answer the question whether you're a marshmallow eater or not. Where does all this come from? Well, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, this gal, I don't remember her name, but she was a professor at Stanford University and she did a study by locking a bunch of 7th graders in a room with cameras in the room, and she gave them all one marshmallow. And she said, I'll tell you what, if you don't eat this marshmallow, if you save the marshmallow, in 15 minutes I'll come back and give you another one. Now you have 2 of them. So a pretty good deal, right? 100% compounding in 15 minutes. You go from 1 marshmallow to 2 marshmallows. You go from $100,000 to $200,000. All you have to do is save the first $100,000. All you got to do is save the marshmallow. So what she was testing was people's psychology, their value system, their perspective, their susceptibleness to want to eat the marshmallow because it's right there in front of them, and oh, that would feel and taste so good to eat this marshmallow right now. I can eat it right now. Versus, hey, if I like work to avoid, create a different vision think about something other than eating the marshmallow right now, I can have 2 marshmallows and then I can take them home and maybe share them with my brother or sister or friend, or I could just eat 2 marshmallows. So she came back in 15 minutes, and there's cameras watching these kids. So they know who ate the marshmallows. And about half the kids ate the marshmallow. She comes back in 15 minutes and she gives the other half the kids another marshmallow. End of the test. Except then what she did was she tracked these kids for 20, 30 years. All the way through their lives, their adult lives. Their education, kids, jobs. And she looked at all aspects of their lives. And what did she find? What do you think she found? The kids that ate the marshmallow, on average, of course there was exceptions, but on average, were not as healthy as the kids that saved the marshmallow. And they were not as wealthy as the kids that saved the marshmallow. And they were not as happy as the kids that saved the marshmallow. So what does this study speak to? It speaks to our psychology, our values, our preferences, our habits, our thoughts, our visions around, are we educated enough? Are we trained enough? Are we coached enough? Were we reared enough to see the value of playing the long game? To perhaps pay a price right now, to do the things today that most people aren't willing to do so that we can enjoy the things in the future that most people never get to enjoy. It's playing the long game. And if you look at the population, if you look at what most people do, they play the short game, right? They go for immediate gratification. So it's immediate gratification versus delayed gratification. And what's the upside of delayed gratification? Well, it's compounded value. So in happiness, not exactly sure how that gets compounded, but certainly there's a relationship between your wealth and your health and your happiness. Some people say money will make you happy. Well, you must not have any because, I mean, money won't make an unhappy person happy, but money's an amplifier. So if you have some degree of happiness or capacity for happiness, money will amplify that. Of course, if you're a miserable jerk, money will amplify that too. But the people that had more money tended to be happier. The people that had more money tended to be healthier. The people that were healthier tended to be wealthier. Why? Because healthy people can engage in the activities that build wealth, and healthy people can also engage in the activities that build happiness, because health is not just physical, it's emotional. So the choice in life is immediate gratification over delayed gratification. And if you map that onto investment and money and compounding, I mean, you could drop it in the chat. How many of you in your 20s, I don't know if they still do it, but when I was in my 20s, which would have been in the 70s, mid 70s, I don't know how many times it happened, but at least 2 or 3, and I signed up once to have $100 a month deducted from my checking account to pay for life insurance, which I didn't think I needed, but what the guy sold me on is, hey, if you'll invest this $100 a month every month, look at what happens over the next 20 years. You won't have a lot of money 5 years from now. You won't even have a lot of money 10 years from now. 15 years from now, you'll have a pretty sizable chunk, but the 16th year, the 17th year, the 18th year, the 19th year, and especially the 20th year, you get this hockey stick effect of wealth. And so they get you to buy life insurance based on that vision that they cast. And of course, they do auto deduction out of your bank account, because then it's not as easy for you to cancel it, tend to maybe forget it. Although, at the age of 22, I wasn't forgetting $100 a month coming out of my bank account. So how long did that last that I let them take $100 a month out of my bank account so that 20 or 25 years from now, I could have $500,000? Well, I think like 3 months, right? Before, no, I need to buy some nice new rims for my car, or, I need to whatever, right? So I need that $100. I need it now. Give me the marshmallow. So, of course, at the age of 67, I think if I just save $100 a month for, how long would that be? About 50 years. I'd probably have, a couple $1 million cash from that thing, except hopefully I wouldn't have kept it in life insurance, which is just by the way, if you're buying whole life, is about the worst investment on the planet. But, that's what they were selling back then. But if I'd have kept that just invested, probably $2 million, $100 a month, right? It's the marshmallow theory. So the same thing applies to, health and fitness is, what you eat today for immediate gratification, you pay for long term. And if you want fitness, I should bring my friend Ken Kochman on here, who's the fitness coach. Obviously, I'm not the fitness coach. But if you want fitness, you got to have delayed gratification. You got to not eat something today, or you got to get active today so you can have the fitness in the future that you're looking for. So something to think about. Are you a marshmallow eater or not? And maybe apply that to, what are you working on? What's your project? What are you building? What are you creating? What are you doing with your life? What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish in 2022 and beyond? And what do you need delayed gratification on? What do you need to do today that most people won't do, so that you can have some kind of life tomorrow that most people will never have? What are you working on? And I'd love for you to put it in the comments. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me what you're working on, and tell me what the temptation for immediate gratification is, and tell me what the delayed gratification is. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you are participating in the 10-day audio guided visualization of a bliss life, tell me what day you're on, and tell me how you're doing with that program, what you're learning from it. I'll drop the link in the comments for those of you that don't know what we're talking about. It's a free 10-day program. You just listen to 5 minutes from me a day. I email it to you, but really helps you explore some potent and important parts of your life and places that you might change. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Susan. Thanks for joining me.